I've had really good luck with those guys. Go find a great domain name, and if one that you want is not available, don't be afraid to invest in it. If you're on a budget, you can certainly find some great domain names that are still 10 or 12 bucks. Redpodcast.com, for example, wide open. We stepped in there, got it for 12 bucks.
And do you recommend having your domain name and your blog name match up? Like my blog is called Go Fire Yourself, and it's gofireyourself.com.
Yeah, if that's part of your brand, if that's going to be your hub for all things your brand, yeah, why not?
So really try to pick a name and a domain name simultaneously.
If you can, unless you've got, I guess it would depend if you've got some kind of witty blog name. Depends on the niche, but if it's a product for something like we're doing, Red Podcast, really what we do with Red is a whole lot more than just the podcast. We have the blog Red Podcast. We would probably be better off with a different domain name and may switch that in the future. But for now, Red Podcast is the focus. So the blog is called Red Podcast.
Yeah. So after you get the domain name, I would say next, as we talked about before, is you got to get hosting to get it online.
Got to. And that's basically where you put all your files. You can do that via WordPress.com. That's a platform that they host, and that's very easy to do. I think it's 10 or 20 bucks a year, depending on the features that you want, if you want your own domain name or not, or yourname.wordpress.com. Nothing wrong with that. Typepad, I think, starts maybe $5-10 a month. So that's an opportunity for you. And of course, the self-hosted, if you're not very technical, that might not be the best opportunity for you. It's the best opportunity to move up and to grow. And it's really not that tough. They've made it pretty easy, haven't they, Laurel?
Oh, yeah.
So you got a video on that. Go to gofireyourself.com. And is there a link to that on the front page?
There is. It's in the sidebar. I think it says Toolbox, GFY Toolbox. And there's like all kinds of videos on how to put together your website. It's all free on there, and I just do screenshot videos on how to do that.
Yeah, so Laurel will walk you through the process. It's not too tough, but if you're really computer phobic and you want to focus, like Seth Godin does, on just the message, it might be better for you to host it on a what we call a hosted site, where they're hosting the software for you, and you're limited, but you can work within their system. Nothing wrong with that. Plenty of people do it, and it's a great opportunity for somebody that just wants to focus on the message. And speaking of the message topic, we already talked about that. Who's it for? What are you going to write about? I think it's important that you know that. I think it's important that you know how often you're going to do it, and come up with something that, one, you want to write about, and two, you want to write about often. Some people just follow the money, and that can get pretty boring even when the money's coming in.
I don't know. It depends on how much money's coming in. No, well, you have to write what you're passionate about on a blog, because otherwise there's no way you're going to be able to sustain it. And if you think you're just going to get guest writers, well, it's really challenging to get guest posters to create quality content for you. So pick something that you are passionate about.
Yeah, don't count on the guest post route. And another thing about guest posts is you want your blog to stand out, and the only way to really do that is through your content and through your personality. That's it. There are not a whole lot of other ways for you to make your blog stand out.
So I would say now we've got domain name, we've got hosting, you've got topic. We talked about earlier, and I want to throw this in the mix, is getting the theme that you want. If you do WordPress, the WordPress theme up there, make the site look like you want it to look. And the next, I would say, choose the static pages that you want to put on there, because you're going to have your blog pages, which pull in your blog, but you want to have
entries.
Your blog entries, but you want to have the static pages, which are like about us, contact me, what we do, get started here.
We've got one right now for the giveaway we're doing.
Exactly.
At redpodcast.com/giveaway. We're starting that up here, and it's not much longer. It's just a few days, actually.
I know.
So we're giving away, what are we giving away? iPods,
Apple TVs,
Kindles. We're giving away audiobooks. We're giving away some really great stuff. And we're doing that to launch Red Podcast, and that's one of those things that we want people to go to. It's not like a dated blog entry, so we put it on a static page. Yeah, I think you hit it all. About us, why I'm here, page like that tells people who it is that you are and why it is that you're there.
And contact us.
And
just be really wary. I have seen so many websites that you go on there and there are just so many static pages and menu options that you don't even know where to start. It's absolutely overwhelming. And when you give people too many choices, they're just going to bounce right off your site. They're not going to do anything at all. So really,
what do you want them to do? What's the purpose of your website?
Yeah, what do you want them to do? Why are they there? Yeah, you want them to read their content, your content, but what is the next step that you want them to take? And then in everything that you do, point them in that direction. Don't have 20 call to actions like follow me on Twitter, find me on Facebook, sign up for my mailing list, sign up for my teleseminar. Do all that. People won't do any of that. You got to funnel them towards do one thing every time. So think about that when you are setting up your blog, is how can you set it up to get people in the funnel of what you want them to do? Yeah.
A confused mind always says no.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think a great blog to look at that is called Real Men, Real Style. David, you know this blog.
Yeah, we met Antonio when we were at New Media Expo in Las Vegas earlier this year.
And he's cool. And it's really hard to find content creators that are doing this stuff right. But Antonio really is with his blog, because everything funnels you to get his free ebook on style. It's for men, so I haven't downloaded it, but everything funnels you to that. If you're on his YouTube page, if you're on his website, if you're reading one of his blog posts, like whatever you're doing, he's funneling you towards doing this one thing. And it makes so much sense. It's very clear. He's not trying to confuse you with all these different static pages and call to actions and all this stuff. It's just do this one thing. So if you want a good example of that, go to realmenrealstyle.com.
And that's why you want to get clear on what your blog is about. What's the point? What is it that you're trying to say? What is it that you're trying to help people with? What is the result that you want those people to have? So that will help you kind of direct them into a mailing list, into videos, into signing up for whatever you're selling.
So what's the result that we want listeners today to have, David?
Well, I'd love to see you set up a blog. Anna, Kimberly, and Rohai, I think he's looking for a checklist. I don't know if he's already set it up or not. But if you're setting something up, we'd love to take a look at it, see what you're doing, maybe even offer you some advice. We should do maybe what I call a sausage factory, watching sausage get made, where we review sites on a future Red podcast episode.
I would love to do that. I love picking apart websites. I'll try not to be mean.
Yeah, I think that would be good, because a lot of this stuff, it looks random. You don't think that people have put that much thought into it, but they have. And the people that haven't are usually copying somebody else. They're copying what they've seen done. Like everybody in the United States, for example, we drive on the right side of the road. So if you don't want to get hit, you're going to start following that. But if you don't know why you're doing it, which is the case with a lot of bloggers, they say, well, I don't know why, just that's the way everybody does it. Sometimes you can make a mistake, and sometimes that'll bite you. So I think we could add a lot of value there. I think you need to know why you're doing something, know the message that you want to tell people or to sell people, and then know what you want the people that are there to do.
Well, and I think people could go to our website to kind of see what we're doing and how we set it up.
The website, redpodcast.com. Actually, you've got another blog we mentioned earlier, gofireyourself.com, if you want something else to look at. I've got a personal blog up at bigboldimpact.com. And each of us on our own, we work as marketers to help businesses grow and get more people and have those people buy things. So you can get some different ideas. They don't all look like Red Podcast, but a lot of the blogs, because so many of them are on WordPress, the format, they do look similar.
Well, on ours, you can go and you can sign up for our contest, which is launching on July 7th, because we are officially launching our podcast then on iTunes. And to celebrate, as we said, we're giving away iPods, Kindles,
stuff
Apple
you can
TVs,
use.
stuff you can actually use.
Stuff you can use to grow your business. So if you want it, 30 days of that, redpodcast.com is where to do that. There's information right on the front page. And that's it for this episode, Laurel. Any final thoughts?
That's it. Also, if you have questions, we answered a couple I keep saying user questions. That didn't mean anything. Listener questions today. And so if you have a question for us, we would be happy to consider it for this podcast. So you can go to redpodcast.com and ask us that as well, or find us on Twitter for that.
Great. Thanks for listening. We will see you next episode.
You've been listening to Red Podcast, Real Entrepreneur Development. Subscribe today using iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS at redpodcast.com.